Despite the modernization within this country, some regions throughout the country, or the indigenous people throughout the country, retain many of their traditional ways of life, which reflect age-old environmental adaptations, emphasizing sustainability, coexistence, community consensus, and collective effort. The dominant money economy and oppressive practices against indigenous people in this region have greatly affected them in recent times. The most pressing concern facing these people is the infringement upon them by the government. Their culture is very traditional in many of its core beliefs, and they believe that the modernization of their country erodes their traditional way of life while destroying many of their natural resources. This aspect of the Filipino culture would demand that any group who wishes to work within the country works very closely with the people and the leaders and the elders within these communities in order to develop that trust and relationship. And we feel that this would provide a great opportunity to learn more about a country and to develop global communication skills, possibly in a language different from that of our own. In addition, in the Philippines, the primary language is Filipino. The primary dialect is Tagalog, which is spoken in many parts of the northern regions of the country. Though English is also spoken in many parts of the country, learning this language would be an important step in assimilating with the Filipino society. And we feel that this would also allow us to work more effectively and efficiently in rural areas of the country where our projects would have the most potential for a significant impact. The Philippines is also very different from the United States in respect to its overall economic health and financial well-being. A recent study by Clarence Henderson Consulting in Manila, Philippines, estimates that over 30% of the Philippines currently live below the established poverty mark within the country. The same study indicates that as of 2000, over 31 million Filipinos earn less than $276 a year. These results were published in 2002 in the Asia Pacific Management Forum. When asked about the economic situation of the Philippines, one of our contacts, Nicole Aparentado, an alumni of the University of Philippines, stated, "They say that other nations are amazed that recession hasn't hit us hard. Our answer to that is that poverty is always our way of life. All we've ever experienced is a bad economy, ineffective government, and a difficult way of living." All of these factors have led our cohort to believe that the Philippines has the potential to offer us a truly testing environment for our leadership development, and it also proposes many possible rewards in the form of personal development, global communication skills, and many more beneficial skills that we would be able to take away from an experience within this country. We feel that the cultural experience and the possibility of assuming leadership roles in truly innovative projects like the ones we've developed this summer are truly opportunities that we could not afford to miss out on, and also opportunities that we feel are not available in many of the other countries we researched this semester. One final concern of our cohort is the safety of traveling and working abroad in any international setting. After talking with our contacts from the Philippines, as well as from the United States, researching travel restrictions and recommendations issued by the United States government, considering the geography and location of the Philippines, we've concluded that the Philippines would be a safe learning environment, and it would also accommodate a group of 10 to 12 students similar in size to ours very effectively. The Philippines has a stable democratic government, quite similar to our own, and their religious beliefs and tolerances are also quite similar. The Philippines is the only Christian country in Asia, with 90% of the population being Christian, and of this 90%, 83% are Roman Catholic, 9% Protestant, 5% Muslim, and 3% Buddhist or of other religious beliefs. In addition to our efforts to develop contacts within every country we've researched, we have been left with a long list of contacts, over 20 contacts alone in the Philippines, that are very interested in working with us and helping out with our Palace Institute endeavors. This country offers us a large support structure which extends beyond our personal connections and is comprised of universities, U.S. government agencies, U.S. humanitarian groups, and other American and Western travelers. With all these resources, we would always be surrounded by people who would be able to provide us with assistance and who would also support our efforts. Knowing that the Palace Institute hopes to open a new exchange front in the summer of 2010, we feel that the Philippines provides a great location for the future Palace Institute endeavors. This country has many other needs that we have not yet addressed tonight, which could be addressed by future cohorts of Palace students. And we feel the prospects of sustaining a working relationship with this country are truly promising. Our contacts within the Filipino universities are very excited and very eager at the thought of possibly working with students from Michigan Technological University, and they have offered us assistance in planning projects and trips to the Philippines if this is the country which we choose to someday pursue a project within. From our perspective, we strongly believe that the Philippines is nothing less than a prime candidate for future Palace Institute endeavors, and we hope that you consider the information that we presented with you tonight and truly give the Philippines a consideration or at least a further investigation. With that said, I'd like to thank you again and pass the floor to Don.